Hello, I will be talking about radiation with tanning beds and tanning booths and just giving some more information on what the sun can actually do to our skin and different health effects it can have on us. So, starting out with a quick fact, you have an increased risk of about 75% of developing life threatening melanoma from just one indoor tanning session before the age of 35. So, for a quick overview, tanning is caused by exposure to UV radiation from the sun or tanning beds that can then cause genetic damage to cells on the outermost layer of our skin. Tanning is the skin self defense against burns from UV rays. So, our skin produces more melanin or pigment that results in the darkening of the skin, or what we like to call a tan. Light colored skin is more sensitive to UV rays than darker skin because darker skin has more pigmentation and it can then provide a great protection from the UV rays. So there are three types of UV rays. You have UVA, UVB, and UVC rays. So UVA, the atmosphere does little to shield these rays, and most UVA radiation reaches the Earth's surface, so it can cause skin aging and eye damage to us. Next, UVB rays. The Earth's atmosphere shields us from most UVB rays, and this can cause sunburn, skin cancer, skin aging, and snow blindness, which is also sunburn to the cornea that can cause temporary loss of vision. Lastly, UVC rays. These do not reach the Earth's surface because they're completely absorbed by the atmosphere. So, unlike UVA and UVB, UVC has very minimal harmful effects that it could happen to us. As for some melanin, melanin is a pigment that darkens the skin to help protect an individual from UV radiation. And as mentioned previously, if you have naturally darker skin, you have a less risk from harmful effects of UV radiation. And if you have naturally fair skin, you're more susceptible to health effects from UV radiation. Now, biological and health effects, tanning and burning play a role in health effects, including skin cancer. UV radiation damage to DNA and skin cells can result in mutations that promote or cause cancer. And cataracts is just an example, and it's a known health effect from UV radiation exposure. For tanning bed and booth risk, tanning bed and booths do not provide a safe tan. I know a lot of people try to do it because they don't have time to go lay out in the sun or whatever, but it's really not safe to be going in tanning beds and booths. The National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences lists sun lamps as a carcinogen. The ACS, FDA, and CDC recommend avoiding tanning beds altogether. And luckily, UV radiation does not penetrate deep enough into the internal organs or to the embryo or fetus, but it is still not good for the outermost layer of your skin. For risk factors for tanning, a couple of big risk factors are if you have fair skin, if you have blonde, red, or light brown hair, blue, green, or gray eyes, if you always burn before tanning, if you burn easily, um, if you don't tan easily, but you spend a lot of time outdoors, and then even certain medications, supplements, and some cosmetics can increase your sensitivity to the sun. Now, here are a couple of skin cancer warning signs that I think it's just overall very important to keep an eye out for. Number one is skin abnormality that increases in size and appears multicolored. So, if you're someone who gets a lot of moles during the summer, it's really important to pay attention to their size and the color of them. Number two, a mole that changes color, changes texture, grows, or becomes irregular shape. Like I said before, it's very important just to see how the border of the mole looks. Number three, spots or growths that continually itch, hurt, scab, or bleed. And number four, any open sore that does not heal in 4 weeks or heals and reopens. We're going to be talking about the IARC, also known as the International Agency for Research on Cancer. They recommended banning commercial indoor tanning for those younger than the age of 18 to protect them from an increased risk of cancer. And these conclusions in the next slides were based on a 2006 review of 19 studies conducted over 25 years on the use of indoor tanning. And it also provides two types of cancers that you can get while tanning. So, a couple of them, the association between indoor tanning and two types of skin cancer. You have squamous cell carcinoma and melanoma. You also have the association between UV emitting tanning devices and cancer of the eye, so ocular melanoma. Both UVA and UVB rays cause DNA damage. And like I mentioned previously, the risk of melanoma of the skin increasing by 75% when using the tanning bed before age 35. Here are some other risks that can happen while tanning or being out in the sun constantly. Premature aging. This can cause the skin to lose its elasticity and wrinkle prematurely, which also provides a very leathery look. Immune suppression. UVB radiation may suppress proper functioning of the body's immune system and the skin's natural defenses, leaving you vulnerable to diseases. Next is eye damage. Exposure to UV radiation can cause irreversible damage to the eyes. And then next, allergic reaction. Some who are especially sensitive to UV radiation may develop an itchy red rash and other adverse effects. Here are a couple interesting statistics. 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer by the age of 70. And worldwide, there are more skin cancer cases due to indoor tanning than there are lung cancer cases due to smoking. What can you do to prevent your risk of skin cancer? You really want to avoid tanning beds and lamps or booths altogether. Like I mentioned previously, it's very important to conduct a monthly self-check of your skin, looking for skin abnormalities, bumps, sores that don't heal, moles that change in size, color, and shape. And it's also very important to visit a dermatologist if you see any of these signs, or really start visiting a dermatologist as soon as you can. And then lastly, sunscreen. Very important to apply sunscreen and keep reapplying. I know we all want that nice tan, but let's try not to risk it for skin cancer. And that is everything. Thank you.